Hey guys, welcome back to Micah Pierce TV, and yes, it is me, Micah Pierce, all in the flesh. Thank you so very much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and click that bell, get those notifications going, hit subscribe, and please go ahead and subscribe to Micah Pierce TV. Also, this is a new year, 2020. I just want to say Happy New Year! Happy New Year to each and every one of you. There were so many that did not get the chance or the opportunity to cross on over to the new year. So I want to take a brief moment of silence in remembrance of those, not only that we lost in 2019, but those that we also lost in the last decade. All right. To all of those who got engaged, got married, had new babies, what else? I don't know. Just to everybody that, you know, had some new things happen on this particular day, January 1st, 2020. Kudos to you and cheers to you. Always know that anything that you didn't get in the previous year, anything that went unchecked, any box that went unchecked in the previous year, know that you can get it in this new year. Same thing goes for the last decade. Anything that you were not afforded or weren't able to get in the last decade, you most definitely can work your butt off to make it happen in the new year. So let's go ahead and do a quick cheers to the new engagements, to the marriages, to the babies, to everything. Success, prosperity, and make sure you keep having that faith, pray, and anything can happen as long as you put your mind to it and you put that pen to work and you put some hard work in there as well, because things don't just kind of like, you know, come out the sky. You know, you got to work for them. So cheers to each and every one of you. I'm going to go ahead and drink my California champagne, okay? I know they say sip, but I'm kind of thirsty. Okay. Betrayal and forgiveness. This is an interesting one. I'm not going to say this is the very first video that I've done on this, because it's not. But it's the first one that I'm sharing. It's the first story that I'm sharing. I try to be as very transparent as I can, especially on this channel, because I feel like I cannot be a carbon copy #1 of someone else. I cannot always deliver content that's going to make you bubbly and funny, and that's just not who I am. I am a funny person outside of the camera with my friends and all of that, and hopefully you'll get to see that along life's journey on this particular year, because I'll be videoing and doing stuff outside of my home. But I like to talk about, or I like to create conversations or start conversations around things that have hurt us, things that have made us uneasy in life, and then also finding that silver lining and challenging all of us, including myself, to be better and to do better, and to, once we acknowledge what has gone wrong, what went right, what went wrong, that we make an effort, a conscious effort to do better, to see things differently, and to not allow those things to keep us from being who we should be, who we are, and what we know we can be, okay? So I'll take you on a journey really quickly back to a year. I won't tell you the exact year, because you have some investigators out there, and it's just not that serious to me. It's serious, but it's just not that serious for anyone to drill down who the person was. But I was in a relationship 4+ years ago when I was living in Maryland. And it happened. One thing about me is that I feel like relationships for me, they've always kind of just happened. They kind of come out of nowhere, but I've always been prepared for them. Meaning I wasn't whoring around, I wasn't up in everybody's face, I didn't have a million dates and all of those things. Like, when they came into my life, like, I was ready, I was open, and I was ready for it. I'm a person where I never look for love. I feel like it is supposed to happen when it happens. And that word organic, I'm very still that, you know, even then and now, I'm very much on the organic flow of things. Things should happen organically, not forced or rushed. And even though that some organic relationships or relationships that happen organically, some of them falter, go to the wayside, I still feel like there's a lesson, there's a teaching in that particular relationship or that experience that you had. And so, of course, I learned, and there was, you know, some things that I went through throughout this particular experience that I'm going to talk about. So it was 4+ years ago. I was approached by someone. Actually, it was like in January of that particular year. On Facebook, they had hit me up. They had been looking at me. They had been watching me, observing me. They took a liking to me and wanted to know more about me. And we started having, you know, conversations. And before you know it, I went to go see them. They lived in another state. You know, it was like an hour or so away from me. So I went up. I went up to where they were residing at the time and met them. And I mean, because before then, text messages, conversations, I'm talking about all day text messages, calls, 3-4 hour long conversations. During that time, I had to talk with Mike and Friends. I still have that show. I'm not really as invested as I was then because I was putting out shows every week then. And they were very supportive of that. I mean, they were listening to me. They were listening to the conversation that I was having. And even when we became an item officially, they was getting more insight on who I was as a person because there was a lot of conversations that were happening on my show that I didn't necessarily have with them. So they were really getting like all of the tea, you know. And I think that was a good thing. But so I would literally go and spend every weekend with them. I mean, it was a thing to where I would leave work on Friday, drive up to see them, be with them Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And more times than not, I would leave on Monday versus Sunday. So if I left on a Monday, I would leave like maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I would get to work, you know, with about 30 to 45 minutes to spare. And I would start my work week Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And it was a thing again, you know. So on Friday, I would head back to where they lived. And so, you know, we got to spend a lot of time with each other, even though we didn't stay in the same state. You know, there were multiple conversations, I said before, throughout the days that we weren't together. And then there was quality time dates and meeting their friends, you know, every weekend, going out, you know, just doing whatever, you know, shopping, going out to eat, working out, whatever we did. It was love. And so, everyone knows that I'm a judge for Continental, Pageantry System, Mr. Miss Plus and Elite. I'm a preliminary owner as well now. All those great things. But back in this particular year, I was still just an avid supporter of Continental. And so this was April of that particular year, and I've gone to Continental Plus and Elite, or really more specifically at the time, Continental Plus. This is my second time going there. I went in 2013 and enjoyed it, so in 2014, me and my friends, we went. Me and some of my good friends, we went, my brothers, and, you know, we set out to have a great time. Now, keep in mind, me and my lover at the time, we had never spent a weekend without one another. And so this was the first weekend that I was not going to be around them. They had a big event coming up that they were, you know, spearheading, or they were, you know, an integral part of this particular event. So they had a lot of stuff going on as well. And something was about to, you know, something was happening on that Sunday. When a friend of theirs was coming up that I know and I'm friends with now. We're mutual friends. So yeah, they had their thing going on, I had mine or whatever. And, you know, it was another big monumental weekend because the head judge of Continental approached me and knew about me and wanted to see if I would be interested in judging Continental in the fall. And of course, I was very interested. And because of my tenure in pageantry and my stance in the community, my position in the community, all of that. And so that was a great conversation. I was like, oh my God, I might be judging Continental. And so it was preliminary night, and it was like during intermission. And I'm not a person where I like to go out in the lobby and frolic and, you know, because I'm an introvert. I do more so now than I used to, because I've gotten out of that. But then I was kind of like, during the intermission, I was kind of sit, you know, so I was on my phone and I happened to scroll on Facebook, and I saw a picture of 3 people, one of them being my ex, or my partner at the time. So I'm going to refer to him as my partner. I'm not going to say it's my ex because I'm talking about a time period. So it was my partner, my ex-gay family member, and the mutual friend that we had. And what struck me was the fact that it was my ex-gay family member in this particular photo. And I was like, how do you, in my mind initially, how do you know him? Like, why are you beside him? Why are you near him? Why are you in a picture with him? So I immediately commented right there at the pageant, you know, during intermission. I was like, what the is going on here? And my ex-gay family member immediately posted back or replied back, oh, Unc T, because that's the name that my nieces and nephews in the community, they call me Unc T, or whatever, a mixture between uncle and auntie. and that's been forever. You know, I see people starting to use that a little more often now, but you know, that's been forever for me. And so he's like, oh, Unc T, I'm drunk, da da da. So I immediately text my my partner. I'm like, what? Why are you with this person? Da, 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 da. And he was like, oh, he came with, you know, the mutual friend. And so you may ask, well, Michael, why was this such a big thing that your gay family member was in a photo with your, you know, your lover? I mean, I understand it was a surprise and all of that, but you know, he's friends with your mutual friend. They came up with, like, what's the big deal? Well, the thing that it's kind of like struck a chord and it triggered me. I'll say that it triggered me because my ex-gay family member didn't and doesn't have a good reputation in the community. But even on top of that, I can remember there was an instance that had to come back to me where people were saying that my ex-gay family member had approached or try or make an attempt to come on to my ex 4 years prior to that. And I kind of brushed it off because that relationship was that was over, dead, you know, and I had moved on. So I didn't really think too much of it, but didn't realize that it would come back and trigger me in this particular moment, of which it did. All that night, you know, I'm trying to enjoy the pageant. I'm trying to, you know, enjoy my brothers and my friends, because we went out later that night. And it was a Sunday night, Easter weekend in Chicago. So we're trying our very best. So then, you know, Monday morning comes, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Prior to that, I had been trying to text my ex or my boyfriend, and I really had not been getting much of a response after a certain time. So I just understood, okay, you may be back home, sleep, whatever. And so now it's 9 o'clock in the morning, phone rings, and I only get up. I don't get up to ring, okay? The only sound I can get up to is the alarm sound, the original alarm clock sound on the iPhone. I had that as my alarm for many years. And so, you know, I somehow miraculously woke up, and it was him, and he was crying. I was like, okay, what's going on, babe? What's going on? And he was like, well, give me a moment. Let me get out of the apartment or whatever. Let me go into the hallway. And I'm like, so I'm thinking, like, why do you have to get out of the hallway, or why do you have to go into the hallway and go out of your apartment, in your own apartment? You live by yourself, you know? So he does so, and he just says, you know, when I woke up this morning, I was totally naked, and not only was I totally naked, which you may say, okay, that's nothing, you know, out of the norm, because, you know, whatever. But one, it was a ding dong and a, you know, surprise to me, because my partner did not sleep naked. The next thing that he said was that not only did I wake up naked, but I also woke up naked to a naked person, and this person being your ex-gay family member. Damn! Or your gay family member at the time. And so immediately bells and whistles go off. I'm mad. I'm sitting up. One of my brothers is over there on the pull-out sofa in the hotel. He's kind of alerted to, like, he could sense that something was not right. My brother that was laying beside me in the king size bed that we had, because we had a king with a sofa. You know how you do. Everybody got to get together, you know. And so he kind of set up too, because he heard, you know, my voice, the way that I was talking, and this, that, and the other, and then also hearing my partner on the other end crying. And so I didn't excuse myself, and I go have a conversation. I'm walking down the halls of the hotel, just, you know, mad, furious, not trying to understand what happened, you know, all this type of stuff. All I could think of in the moment was liquor had to be involved, right? And I want to stop here and revert back to 2 or 3 weeks prior to that. I said in another video that I'm a very big recorder. I record everything, or I was at the time. And I remember me and my ex, or my partner, my boyfriend, being out at the time, and we were out with some friends, some of his friends, and we were just having, you know, a good time. And I remember us, you know, being out with his friends, having a good time or whatever. And I remember going to the bar the first bar that we went at, and I went to, and my boyfriend used to love drinking wine, you know, whether it's red or white or whatever. He always liked drinking wine, even when we went out. This particular night, they didn't have wine glasses. They only had plastic cups. And he didn't want to drink out of a plastic cup. I wouldn't drink wine out of a plastic cup either. And so he wanted to drink what I was drinking. So I was drinking a blue MF. Some people call it a blue motorcycle. So let's call it that, a blue motorcycle. And he had gotten a little woozy, a little drunk after about a couple of those. And so he was just doing this erratic behavior that was not really attractive to me. And I started recording them. Long story short, I showed him the video the next morning. He was embarrassed. He was mad at me, told me to delete it. Of course I did, because I was not going to be malicious and post it. That's nobody's business. But I did it for him, to show him how he was, you know, acting, you know, drunk. So fast forward 3 weeks later, that's what pops in my mind. Okay, he must have gotten drunk, something happened, this, that, and the other. So what I tell him, you go back in that apartment. Oh, and mind you, there was also how I knew liquor had to have been involved, and he had not been aware of what possibly was going on, or what had went on the previous night, is because someone was in his living room that he despises, does not like, cannot stand. And we all know we're not going to have anybody in our home that we do not like, that we do not gel well with. All of those great things, or bad things. So I just knew that something had transpired, right? So I told him, you need to wake up everybody in the house, wake them up, and demand them, since you can't remember, to tell you what had transpired. And so everyone kind of put their stories together and said this is what had happened. And so yes, it comes out that it seems as though that my ex-gay family member, after several failed attempts to have sex with my partner, I guess did, and was coerced, pushed, motivated by the person who my partner does not too much care for or like. There have been some things that had happened on the dance floor, in the bathroom, at the club, on the dance floor, all of that. And some of which was communicated to the person that me and my ex-gay family member have in common, who happens to be one of my very, 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 very good friends. And so once he has gotten all this information, of course this information was, you know, told to me within hours, hours later. Imagine me being in Chicago trying to get ready for a final night of Miss Continental Plus that particular year, and I was just furious. I was mad. I just wanted to leave. I'm thinking, like, of all weekends, the weekend that I'm not there, this happens. And see, my boyfriend was very hospitable, because what I would have done is like, okay, my friend could stay here, but I don't know you, baby. You're gonna have to get you a hotel room. But see, my partner was not like that. He was very, okay, well, that's your friend. He can stay with, he can stay at my house too. There's no sense in you guys getting a hotel room for this, for this event, for this one day, this, that, and the other. And that's how everything happened. And again, there were some things that had happened going even from the club to the apartment that was kind of uneasy to me. So yes, you may be asking, well, Micah, did you try to contact this ex-gay family member? Did you try to contact him and see what happened? Yes, several times. That particular day, the next day when I got back to Maryland, constantly nothing. But what was happening was they were continuously telling other people what their side of the story was. And that had happened for many, many, many months, where they were just telling random people that were coming back to me and telling me, Micah, I just want you to know this is what's going on. So this event that my partner was a part of, or spearheaded, or whatever, produced, was a week-long thing. So that particular weekend, so now this event happened, this stuff happened on Sunday, Monday. Now it's Friday, Saturday of the that weekend, and this is my first time seeing my partner after this all stuff had transpired. It was we stayed in the hotel because of course he was producing this event, so we stayed in the hotel the entire weekend. This, I will say, in the defense of my partner, he was devastated, embarrassed, did not want to go to the authorities about this, did not want to talk about this, did not want to put anyone on Front Street because of his name and what he was a part of, and just did not want that to shine on what was going on, what he had been producing and spearheading. And I understood that, but I probably would have taken a different approach. Did it hurt our relationship? Most definitely it did, because we never were able to recover from it. 2 or 3 weeks later, we were over. And did we try to rekindle? Yeah, long down the line, maybe 7, 8 months, 9 months later, didn't work. And that was that. What made me really upset was that, again, my ex-gay family member was going and telling people that he had slept with Micah's boyfriend. Now, for me, I'm no dumb cookie, not by far. I'm very smart, very intelligent. And what I could not understand is, why are you going and telling people that you slept with my partner? That makes you look bad. It doesn't make me look bad. If anything, people will feel sorry that it happened to me, And so people that respected me, whether they were my friends or not, they would come and tell me these things. And for me, I was trying to push what had happened so far down the line. I was just trying to get over it and move forward. And I really couldn't, because it seemed like every other week or every other month, someone was coming to me about this crap. I had even tried to date other people. Initials A and D. A actually just got married not too long ago. Congratulations to you. And the D, he considers me his ex, which we never dated, but I could never move forward with anyone because I really wasn't too much finished, or I had not gained closure on a relationship that I had with, my partner in that particular year. And so the ex-gay family member was just going around saying this, saying that, da 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 da. And so people kept telling me, and then one time, I was getting to know someone, and they just happened to be at a dinner, a big dinner in another state that this ex-gay family member was at as well. And the family member told people at the table, and it came back to me. I was like, okay, so what is the point? What is the point? What is the purpose? What do you have against me? We're not talking. You're blocked on all of my social media. Like, I'm trying to move forward and I can't. I actually was in a state of, I've never hated something so bad or someone so bad to the point where I didn't care if I was going to end up in a penitentiary, because I was just that mad. Because I felt like someone had came in and just took everything away from me, or anything that I invest in, that I invest my heart, my soul, my mind into, it's mine. That's the way that I think. And you came in and you took that. And not only did you do that once, but you did it twice. And then it just was a lot. So I miraculously, 3 weeks before Black Universe, that particular year, they sent me a text message. And it's from them, from an unknown number. This number is not blocked on my phone. And they are apologizing profusely for what had happened. And they should not have done this. They should not have done that. Blah, blah, blah. Boom, boom, boom. Do you accept my apologies? They had this whole come to Jesus moment. All of those great things, right? That they were saying. Did I accept their apology? Absolutely not. I did not feel like it was genuine. I felt like it was probably homework, or you just felt compelled and pushed to do it. I'm all about energy and spirits. I know when something's genuine and real, and that just was not that. And what really further solidified it to me that you were just saying it to say it, to run your gums or move your fingers, was just a day or two before you had told someone else, and this person had come to me and told me, you know, that, and so at that point it was like, yeah, save it. So my response, I did respond to them, and I just basically told them, you know, I never done anything to you. This is not the first time something like this has happened. But I just could not get with that. I could not get with the apology. I could not get with forgiving them or any of those things. And I just told them I wish them well. I wish them the best, but I don't want to have any more conversation with them. I'm over it. So again, this video is about betrayal and forgiveness, right? So when we talk about betrayal, it says that betrayal is probably the most devastating loss a person can experience. And the purposeful act or the purposeful aspect of betrayal is the reason that betrayal is the most devastating kind of loss is because most often it is a loss that did not have to occur. It only occurs because of someone's deliberately hurtful behavior or their carelessness or their own personal weakness. Unlike a loss such as death or illness, there is usually some sort of choice involved. The person who was betrayed believes that the choice was wrong and preventable. I definitely feel like the choice was wrong. I definitely feel like the choice was preventable. I feel like there was an ulterior motive. That was the plan. That's why you wanted to come up to that particular state and be with your friend who's a mutual friend of me and my partner, so you can, you know, test the waters and see what it was. Some of you may say, oh, well, Micah, that just, you know, sometimes that happens with the liquor, you know, a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts, and you know how people are, whatever, you know, people want to blame it on the Henny and all of that, or the vodka. But what solidified it and what made it, what really made me know that this was not a mistake, that this was all deliberate intention on your behalf, is that when my ex had gone in there and gotten all of the information that he needed from everyone about what had happened, my partner was getting ready for work because he had to work that Monday. Everybody's getting ready, you know, getting out of the apartment or whatever. And then my nephew, my ex-gay family member, nephew, whatever, goes by the bathroom door where my ex is getting, or my partner at the time is getting ready. And he stands in one spot, he's just looking, and my partner looks to the right and says, "What are you looking at?" "What?" And he says, my ex-gay family member says, "Oh, I'm just admiring the view." At that point, for him and for me, I knew that this was deliberate. You wanted to do this. This was your plan or whatever, and you saw a way in and you took advantage of the situation. And so there's some questions that I asked myself, because I did type, you know, some things out or whatever. And so the first one was, what was your feeling during and after this situation? During, I said it before, I was totally upset, mad, frustrated, wanted to be home or wanted to be there with him. I wanted to knock the living daylights out of someone. I just wanted to show them, you know, how I felt in that moment. Afterwards, I just had to, you know, work on me. But what I did figure out, that the hurt that I experienced and the trust that I provided to my to that particular partner, the things that transpired in that relationship filtered over to my new relationship at the time, or, you know, later on, because there was a breach of trust, and there was something in the back of my mind that just kind of like, if something triggered that, it will come up. And there were things that in my next relationship that did trigger certain things that made me go, or think like back or reverting back to that particular situation. And I felt like I also didn't get as close or do as many things that I could have with my, you know, my ex-fiance that I should have done because of that relationship. How did I handle the breakup? The breakup I'm not gonna go into, but it eventually being mutual, and it was just hard. That was one of the hardest things, because I don't like people coming in and disrupting my life. I don't like people coming in and trying to take advantage of a situation. I don't like people coming and doing anything like, I try to stay out of everybody's business and mess and all of that. I see it on social media. It is what it is. I may chat about it with my friends, as we all do, but I really can give less than a damn. I'm just being honest, because I have my own stuff that, you know, I have to worry about and this, that, and the other. So, yeah, like, what was that question again, child? How did I handle the breakup? I handled it. I handled it eventually. I handled it over time. And I did not purposely get in other relationships or talk to other people because I was still trying to work on me, you know. So I wouldn't allow, and as we see, I still have to keep working, that I would not allow what had happened in that relationship to go into the next. Who helped you through? There were three people who helped me through, and that was Dante Smith, that was Jonathan Cooper, and that was Slick Foster, or Ricky Foster. And Ricky was probably like the main person who really helped me through and saw me through and was there when I needed to. I didn't really need a shoulder to cry on, but I needed someone to talk to and, you know, get that head out of my heart. And so I would say Ricky was that person. The lessons that I learned in that relationship was, the biggest one was not put everything on social media. You're not gonna see our every move and everything that we're doing because it's just none of your business. I understand that people prey on your relationships, and, you know, your relationships are as strong as you are, right? Rift any friendships. I think there was subconsciously a rift, and I think it's more so on my behalf that I know happened. My friend, maybe not, but my very, very, very good friend, that was his son. That was his child that did this with my ex. And he had told my friend so many different things. That was his father. He had told him so many different things, so many things I didn't know, showed him pictures, videos, and all of that. I think I said that before, but that I wasn't privy to at first. And I just felt like my friend did not take my side in the matter, because I was really the innocent party. And I felt like, in a way, by him not chastising or him not really coming down on his child the way that I felt like he should have, it was a sense of him condoning it. I think that, you know, I'm working on my relationship with my friend, because that is my friend. I love him to death, and he's one of my very, 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 very good friends, without giving the title away. But yeah, like, that, for a while, that hurt me, you know, because I felt like he just did not do what he should have done in that moment as my friend. Have I seen this person since, or have they made any attempts to reconcile? Yeah, I mean, they made the attempt, you know, back in October of that particular year, and I said, heck no. And have I seen them since they tried? Yeah, I did see them, like, maybe about 4 or 5 months later. They were on one side of the building, I was on the other side of the building. We were here in New York, and that was that. So we talk about forgiveness, right? So it says here, forgiveness does not mean condoning or excusing bad behavior. It does not relieve the offender of responsibility for the offense or of accountability for the negative effects of the offense. Forgiveness means forging the impulse to punish, resent, and carry a grudge. If done in recognition of the harm inflicted on self with consistent experience of impulses to punish, resent, and bear grudges, forgiveness becomes an issue of personal health and well-being more than morality. So, do I forgive this person for coming in and trying to break us apart, or just doing something that's just immoral, you know? Do I forgive? I do. But I'm forgiving them for me. I believe in karma, good and bad. I believe that karma will get you quicker than I can. I know that a big reason why I decided to take a step back is because of my image, and of who I am and what I built myself to be. And it's not that I built myself to be this certain type of person. I built myself to be who I want to be, you know, in this life. And that was a big opportunity that I was afforded, you know, in April of that particular year, to possibly be a judge for this system. And this system has changed my life, because since being a judge, I mean, things have just been, you know, amazing. And I know that had I just taken a different route, and showed, you know, some colors that I did not want to be, you know, seen by the public, that I wouldn't probably be in a lot of positions that I am in today. But that is the adult in me, you know, that I had to take accountability for what I could take accountability of, and I had to release certain things that just weren't meaning me any good. And so yes, I do forgive him. If I saw him on the street at this very day or this very hour or in the streets of New York, would I say hey? Absolutely not. Would I say bye? Absolutely not. Would I ask him how is he doing? Absolutely not. Do I care? Absolutely not. And that is not me holding a grudge. You may think so. I don't hold a grudge, but I also don't believe in walking and being in spaces with people and treating them, you know, being cordial for people that have hurt me. I just know that I can coexist in your space if we're in a space where there's a lot of other different people, but there probably won't ever be a chance where we can just be, you know, buddies again. That's just not what it is. So yeah, betrayal and forgiveness. I think that it is very important, but people can tell you to forgive a person to get over a situation till they're blue in the face. But as you see, it's been 4+ years. I'm not telling you the exact, because I've only been up here 4 years in New York. So it's been more than 4 years that this has happened. But it took me a long time to make this video. It took me a long time to come to the realization that it was time for me to let this go. Because I want love, I deserve love, and whoever comes into my life next and last deserves for me to love them all the way through and through, you know, and not allow anything from the past to deter us from being that power couple that transcends beyond belief, beyond what I could ever imagine. So yeah, people may betray you, but it's best to own it, get over it when you can in your own terms, but continuously working toward forgiving. That's so important. If you forgive somebody in the drop of a dime, I don't necessarily know if you're forgiving. Yeah, just do it in your own time, okay? So once again, everybody, make sure that you comment, you like, you share, and you subscribe to Micah Pierce TV if you haven't. Share this particular video with your friends. I'll do my very best to keep pushing content as much as I can, put it out on those social media platforms. And once again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah.